What do you say to those who think, because asking a few questions of certain people, they just think, oh, wait a minute, what comes to their mind is how they think the National Assembly is a rubber stamp this time around, that they want to see some things change. What would you say to those class of people, first and foremost?
I will laugh at their ignorance of the workings of democracy and the rule of checks and balances and separation of powers. First and foremost, we must contextualize the allegations of being rubber stamp within the context of democratic expression of the Nigerian people as evidenced in the last election. You will discover that aside electing Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari from the platform of All Progressives Congress, majority in the National Assembly, both the Senate and House of Rep, were also members of the same political party. If you flash back, I don't know whether you did government in the secondary school, they said the political party is an association of people who believe in the same ideology. They have the same idea, which they hope to implement when they get to power. So when Nigerian people are elected to vote an executive and legislature overwhelmingly from the same political party, you expect that there will be synergy, there will be harmony, and there will be a clearing house for programs that will be put in place. But I will also say that there have been instances when the National Assembly had actually, disagree with the executive. I will start from the latest experience on the MTEF. The proposition by the executive on the benchmark price for crude oil was $25, which was jacked up to $28 by the National Assembly. In this instance, our traducers and the people who don't deal with fact will not be able to see this. You also discover, even yesterday, a nominee of the president for the RAMFAC was also turned down by the National Assembly. Similarly, request for certain strategic program by the for loan for certain program by the president was not considered. The same thing with state intervention for state was also considered because the National Assembly thought that specific facts and the justifications have not been made for such a program. So there are instances when exercising is a power, the National Assembly disagree with the executive, but not in an acrimonious manner, not in a way that that used to eat the policy as happened in previous assembly. And as you know, this new assembly has a mantra, and we have a legislative agenda synergized between the Senate and Rep, which we call an agenda of Nigerian legislature that work for Nigeria. So what we have done is, as politicians, as statesmen, and as people who are committed to develop our people, we take a critical look at what has been brought by the executive. At appropriate time, we agree. At appropriate time, we send back for the consideration. And you will discover that even about 2 days ago, the Senate had to step down the consideration of the revised budget because the necessary correspondent to ensure that the $186 billion earmarked for special health intervention for the COVID-19 was not made available to the Senate. So it's about being critical and being perspective. But for people who are used to an acrimonious relationship between the executive and legislature, I think we're happy that we have disappointed them this time around. We are committed to the development of our society. We are committed to critically exercise our constitutional right in a way that lead to overall development of our people, and not just to get applause from opposition elements or some people who don't even mean well for development of our people.